highest award a voluntary group can receive in the UK. We've been hearing about this throughout the course of the day on BBC Radio Lancashire because 9 groups across Lancashire have received one. It was created in 2002 to celebrate the anniversary of the Queen's coronation. It is the MBE for volunteer groups, and this year's winners were announced today. 2 of the 9 Lancashire ones are the Halton Community Association and the Belvedere Caldervale Sports Club. Now, we heard from Belvedere Sports Club a little earlier on. Now let's hear from the Halton Centre. Earlier, I spoke to Brian Jefferson, MBE, and Maureen Richardson, BEM, on what it means to be recognised.
Really, really pleased. It's nice to be recognised for all of the hard work from committee members to user groups to the people who have helped us fundraise to get to where we are. I think people have absolutely no idea how many people are involved. It's the whole community. It's not just a building. It's not just a few people who hold a position. It's everybody that's involved, and they're absolutely brilliant in Halton, and it just shines through.
Brian, would you agree?
Absolutely. It's been an extraordinary experience. We started off at a very low level nearly 20 years ago, and we struggled with a building that was certainly not fit for purpose. But in that 20 years, quite a significant team has built up with some really strong key players, and we have, Maureen will give you the numbers, but I suspect it must be 50 to 100 people who are actually involved in the centre. And the other 9 groups in Lancashire who have been similarly awarded today, I think there is a lot of good work goes on that is largely unheralded.
Maureen, what do you get out of volunteering and being part of these community projects? What does it mean to you?
Where we are in Halton and the community work that we do, it brings everyone together and everyone feels like they belong and they actually take ownership of the centre and look out for each other. So for me, it's an extended family.
Is that even more important in these particularly difficult times and the last few months, which have been so difficult? We've had to lean on our neighbours and our friends and our community more. Do these centres become even more important, do you think?
I'm just going to start crying now, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. You don't need to apologise.
If I could just pick it up for Maureen, I think the issue about social cohesion is something that's come right to the fore in recent weeks. And we're also aware, I think, that more and more local authorities are finding it difficult to finance the initiatives that local communities need. And from my perspective, it's absolutely fundamental that people look after themselves within their own communities and use all the resources that are available to actually keep the social cohesion and to keep the services running at the level that they actually want. Volunteering is such an important thing to do, and lots more people can do it, especially if at this stage they've got more time to spare.
And you can tell, Maureen, by your response, how much volunteering means to you, and clearly how much you get from it as well.
Yeah, I certainly do, and I'm just so proud of everybody how they can adapt when the COVID-19 hit. Our community just came together and was able to move forward and support each other. There was networks already in place, as in the Knit and Natter group, the Luncheon Club, the various user groups of the centre had already made their little niches and connecting points and things. And there was issues with the scrubs, and we've had Morecambe scrubs that have actually set up and are using the centre as a distribution point. And they've actually made over 1,500 pieces, which is absolutely incredible. And I'm just so proud of everyone.
Yeah, Brian, it's so lovely to hear Maureen speaking so passionately about it. And clearly the village is doing all they can during this pandemic to keep together.
Indeed, we've worked together, as I say, for over 20 years now, and to look at the results from a very low starting point, to see the response during the COVID crisis has been astonishing. We've had individuals who've just gone way above and beyond at this particular time, and praise to them, but also praise to everyone else out in Lancashire who are doing similar work in other communities. It's an astonishing result, and let's just hope that in the future it moves us forward into a new age of community work and community responsiveness.
And Maureen, I'm told here that we need to make mention of your fundraising skills, because I have a note that says over £1.2 million you've helped to raise.
That's right.
That is extraordinary, Maureen.
Yeah, I was looking through some figures before you phoned, and that figure was actually made in October 2010. So since then, we've gone on to raise money for a lift, a catering kitchen, and at the moment, our current project is £45,000 for upgrading our toilet block into a community spaces standard toilet, so that once we open up again, everyone will be able to access the building, no matter what their accessibility needs are, because I feel that everybody needs to be involved and everybody is welcome to participate as much and as freely as they want to.
Well, Maureen and Brian, you're both an absolute star, and I really appreciate you joining us. Does it mean a trip to Buckingham Palace and a garden party at some point for you?
Well, it will for two of our volunteers. We haven't got full details on what it means yet. The hardest part of all, when you have such an enormous number of volunteers, is which two are actually going to have the honour of going down to Buckingham Palace. And as the chairman, I'm going to have to make some tough decisions about that. But I hope I get it right. I have a couple of very special people in mind who are, perhaps going to be surprised. But we'll see when we get a little bit more detail through from the awards scheme itself.
Fantastic. Great to speak to Brian and to Maureen. Brian Jefferson and Maureen Richardson from the Halton Centre. Their work has been outstanding, and as they were quick to point out, not just those two, a whole team of people and volunteers to help produce and to get the Halton Community Association and that centre to what it is now, being recognised with the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. Thoroughly well done.